You probably clicked on this video because you are struggling to do the hard things, or at least your staff are supposed to do. Being there preparing for the test you have to take tomorrow or assignment you have to submit. You are procrastinating, but not anymore because I'm going to show you a strategy that will help you to never procrastinate again. You will not have to force yourself to study or work by talking the three simple steps that you will learn in this video. Preparing for that. Final exams or working on your side hustles is going to be much easier. I have been using this recipe for years and believe me, it works. And once you start implementing these three steps, everything is going to change for you. You will finally find the willpower and the motivation to do all of the things you have been procrastinating on. But you have to watch this video till the end to understand all three steps. And at the end of the video, I have something special for you. So first, your brain hates uncertainty. If I would offer you $200 today or $150 a year later, most of you would probably choose $100 because a year from now looks like the long time. You aren't sure that what's going to happen by then, so better take $100 today. You can invest it and make much more than waiting for another year. When something is vague and uncertain, your brain tries to avoid it at all costs because it might consume a lot of energy. It's counterproductive since your brain is trying to optimize and save that energy for later. Your brain starts coming up with every excuses to delay that task. Say you want to prepare for the tomorrow's test. You skipped many classes, and it seems unreal to read the entire books in one night. You certainly need much more time. You don't even know where to start. What are the topics you have to study first? Your brain will give you every excuses to postpone it or to avoid it entirely by saying that your friend is going to sit next to you and is going to help you. Or let's take another example. Every time you want to start doing something productive, your brain jumps in and says, let's make a coffee. Or how about you check out your Instagram and find out who commented on your last picture. And that's because the task that you have in front of you is vague and uncertain. A simple way to fix that is to break the task into the few small steps. Instead of getting ready for the test, set the goal to read just the first chapter that will take around 10 to 15 minutes. It's going to be much easier to push yourself to focus on 10 minutes. Once you are done with the first chapter, move to the next. What I found out works the best is that instead of setting the goal of the accomplish something, create time blocks. Set a goal for working for 30 minutes, for example, and then take as much break as you want. That's much better than setting a goal to study for the entire day. But in reality, you while procrastinating by watching YouTube video or Netflix. Your belly controls your neurons. The food you eat directly impacts your brain, and since your brain controls the rest of your body, whether you had on the breakfast will impact your mood, willpower, and overall motivation throughout the day. When you look at the grocery stores shelves, most of the products are filled with sugar that's named differently. In fact, sugar is the name 56 different names, such as dextrose, fructose, glucose, dextrine, and many others. There's just various forms of the sugar, but the side effects of the consuming so much sugar are severe. In fact, one of the main reasons you are lazy and can't stay focused for the long period is because you have been consuming too much sugar. Your brain is a complicated object, but what we know for sure is that it functions throughout hormones or neuron hormones. One of them is dopamine. That's responsible for your reward systems. When you socialize, have fun, grab the single of the cake, or even the good grades, it sends a signal to your brain and release dopamine. It feels good. That's why you decided to eat another slice of that cake to experience that dopamine spike again. That's why beverage companies add a lot of the sugar to their products to make you come back for their products. There is nothing wrong with that, but when you consume more sugar than you supposed, your dopamine level starts skipping higher and higher, and at some point that becomes your new normal. So things such as socializing or the satisfactions you get after the submitting the segment do not produce enough dopamines to spike it higher since your new dopamine level is already too high. In other words, you destroyed your reward systems. That's why you find it difficult to do anything meaningful. You can't even stay focused for the 20 minutes because your brain is carving for the dopamine boosts. So you quickly check your Instagram or Facebook to release those neurotransmitters. Heroin, for example, releases even more dopamine than sugar does. That's why it's addictive. Once you get addictive, your new dopamine level will be so high that nothing else will be interesting enough for you to do other than custom that drug. So, how do you have things control your reward systems by controlling your diet? Try to get rid of the sugar completely. A single Coca-Cola can have 40 grams of the sugar that sneaks bar 12s. An average American consumes a little over 71 grams of the sugar a day, when you shouldn't consume more than 30 grams a day. Most people have destroyed their reward systems, so no matter what techniques you are doing to use to stay focused, study for that test, or work for the side's businesses, you can't until you fix your diet. Start by replacing all of your drinks with the water and the fresh juice. If you add 2 teaspoons of the sugar to your coffee, cut it by half. Replace your Snickers bars with the banana or a watermelon or other kinds of the fruits. Your dopamine level will start slowly decreasing to its normal level, and you will find out much easier to stay focused. Third, don't be a koala. Koala are one of the dumbest animals out there. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the fact is koala have the unusually smaller brain. All the size of the brain also respect the intellectual ability of the animal. Before you feel sorry for them, hear me out. Koalas don't need a bigger brain since they sleep for the 18 to 22 hours a day and they are awake, they eat leaves. Koalas are known for being lazy. In this modern world of the technological innovations, most of the jobs consist of the sitting in front of the computer. We move much less than our grandfather did. You see, our bodies are built to move, and our ancestors had to constantly move either to hunt, to put food on the table, or run away from the cave across the predator. Sitting can reduce your blood flow and less oxygenized enters your brain and your bloodstream. And guess what the brain needs to stay active? Exactly, oxygen and bloodstream. So if you are sitting for the 10 hours a day, don't be surprised that you find it difficult to stay focused. I'm not even going to talk about its side effects. National Institution of the Health study concluded that adults who spend most of their time sitting have 50% higher mortality rate. If you sit for more than 6 hours a day, your risk of the death increases by the rates similar to the smokers. So a simple way to make it easy for your brain to focus is to move. For every 45 minutes you sit, stand up and stretch for the 10 minutes. You can walk for a while, stand it up for the walk and do it. Of course, from time to time you have to sit. That's not a big deal if you are moving enough. Studies show that students with high fitness scores have almost always higher test scores. So if you want to make it even better exercise, go for a little jog every morning. If you never exercise exercise and suddenly want to run the marathon, you probably struggle and won't be able to run for more than the 100 meters. Then what's make you think that is you don't keep your brain in shape. You can stay focused and have enough willpower to do the hard things all the time. That's why you have to develop the certain lifestyles if you want to be productive all the time. I started my develop my confidence. Without high self-esteem and complete confidence in yourself, it's really difficult to make any significant change in your life. After many years of the trial and error, I have taken all that knowledge and experience, I turned them into the step-by-step course that can help you to boost your confidence, like I did, and make that significant change in your life. You will learn everything you need to know. This program is usually a $100 program, which might be still expensive for the most of you. So I decided to lower it to $49 for the few days. It's a free program. If you don't end up liking the course, you can just apply for the refund, and you will get your money back within 24 hours. No questions asked. You don't have to explain yourself because my priority concern is to help you boost your confidence and to make a positive changes in your life. Thanks for watching, and until next time.